Hello everyone, welcome to the flight. Welcome to a very dreary and miserable London Heathrow. We're going to be getting out of here today very shortly and heading over to Innsbruck in Austria, which should be an amazing approach. One I've never actually flown as part of a full flight, so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be doing a localizer approach, so hopefully we should get some guidance with regard to our kind of lateral positioning on the way in, but managing the glide slope and all of that will be up to us because there's no ILS at Innsbruck. So I'm looking forward to that. That'd be good fun. Okay, so first things first, good news is that there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of wind down in Innsbruck, which is just as well because the approach is going to be challenging enough as it is. So good that we don't have too much wind to worry about. 130 at 3 knots, which is fine. A little bit more here in Heathrow, 240 and 11. We're going to be taking off on runway 27 right, so we'll be heading out to the west, and then we'll sort of turn ourselves around and start heading in the right direction. A little bit of wind, but nothing too much, but just generally a bit rainy and a bit miserable here. Right, start our pushback. Alright, we're good to go. Let's go and taxi ourselves down, shall we? Let's get ourselves out there. Let's get gone. Let's get out of here, shall we? Get out of this rain. Oh, there's a lump in the taxiway. I went over one of those the other day and the aircraft did a call out of 5. But I'm just taxiing, I'm not landing, it's fine. Horrible weather. Okay. Get ourselves lined up a little bit better than we currently are. Perfect. We are good to go. So, takeoff thrust. Just get that set, hold it on the brakes. Away we go. A little bit of right rudder required. Definitely being pushed to the left here. Let's think about rotating. There we go, positive rate. Gear up. Blown around everywhere. Lever back into climb. There's always something nice when you take off on a rainy, horrible day, like in real life. You punch through those clouds and then all of a sudden it's like the most gorgeous blue sky. And there's the reservoirs just poking through the clouds there. We're cloud surfing now. Look at that. But there we have it, folks. We are now at our cruising altitude, flight level 390 or 39,000 feet. We'll stay here and soak up the views during the cruise until we come into Innsbruck. We'll be arriving via Salzburg and then we'll kind of meander our way down and get those incredible views coming into Innsbruck as we fly through the valley on final approach. Okie dokie folks, it's that time. If we look at our flight plan, we are 121 miles away from the waypoint at which we need to be at 9,500 feet, now 120 miles, and we need 116 miles to make that happen. So, let's get it dialed in. 9,000 in the window. And then we will just crank it up a little bit to 9,500. And set our descent rate at 2,000 feet per minute. There we go. You can see we're starting to drop in altitude, and the engines, I'm not sure if you can quite see that screen very well because of the glare of the sun, the engines are starting to drop back. So really the next thing for us to do is when we get to 9,500 feet at Salzburg, we'll start making our way down. We just sort of nibble away at the altitude from there really, 9,500, 7,500 and so on as we go down. and we'll hopefully manoeuvre ourselves very gracefully through the incredible valleys as we head into Innsbruck. Yeah, that's 9,500 feet, so we've made it. Now then, plane, do not, I repeat, do not fly us into the mountains. Alright, let's see what's going to happen. Alright, so where is this going to take us? It's got to be that little gap there, right? Has to be. Has to be, surely. Yeah, I think it is. Phew. There we go. So we've got 8 miles, then we make a turn to the left. Then a turn to the right, and in we go. It's going to be quite an interesting approach, actually, because the sun's going down. It's going to be right in our eyes. In some ways, I kind of hope that it goes down before we get there, such that it doesn't blind us, and then we can maybe see the pappies a bit better in the dark. So I guess it's going to turn us here and take us through this little gap. Feeling a little bit out of my comfort zone here, I'm not going to lie. High mountain. There we go. Thread in the needle. This is amazing. There goes the sun. So we've got a little turn towards the end. A little bit on the low side, we can correct that though, which will also help us with our slowing down. So there's our runway down there. Keep that speed coming down. Feels like quite a steep approach, this. Gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Auto brake medium. Nice and steady. Nice. Easy does it. Not entirely sure how much I trust these markers I've got on my PFD. Happy seems to think we're a bit high. Getting blown to the right here a little bit. Could be the winds coming off the mountains, of course. There we have it. First thrust, auto brakes. Wow, what a view. What an absolutely incredible approach. Absolutely incredible. Felt like there was a little bit of wind there towards the end that wasn't advertised. Definitely got blown to the right. And there we have it, folks. Welcome to Innsbruck. What an absolutely incredible approach. Absolutely amazing, and one that I'd like to do again. Now we've got a little bit more local knowledge under our belt. That was a bit coming through the mountains there, making those final few turns. There was a point where I started to feel a little bit disoriented, but now we know what's supposed to happen. I feel like next time it'll be a lot easier. Be curious to see what the approach is from the other direction. But again, we'll have the same issue of a lack of local knowledge. But what an amazing approach. That's got to be one of the best ones on the game. I really do believe that. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Feel free to subscribe. We go live between 2 to 4 times a week on the channel on an ideal week. This video, in fact, was derived from one of our live streams, so trying something new there. Yeah, it's a tricky one of the live streams because, of course, not everybody can turn up for those, and they are quite long. You know, it's the entire flight in its entirety, which I understand isn't everyone's cup of tea. So trying something new with this, trying to cut it down, make it into like a 20-minute-ish kind of thing for a full flight from pushback through to landing. So get subbed so you don't miss anything new. If you like the flight, please hit the like button. I can't stress to you how much that helps. It really does. It's the one way you can tell YouTube that perhaps I deserve a few more views, so that would be very much appreciated if you'd be so kind. If you don't like the video, of course, leave a comment, tell me why, because this is all very much a learning process for me, this type of video. So it's entirely possible that I'm going to do things wrong, things can be improved, so I can't fix it unless I know what I did wrong. So please, if you think there's something that could be made better, please do let me know. Always open to offers for new route suggestions. That's one of the things going live 2 to 4 times a week. You've got to be kind of on it, figuring out where we're going to go. Oh my goodness, look at that view. So yeah, any route suggestions are more than welcome. Generally around the 2-hour-ish mark in the airtime. That way we've got time to do it on the live stream. Alright, let's get those engines off. And I will leave it there. Thank you very much for your company. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully see you next time. Take care.
Right, thanks for here first. Yeah, first.